Hey everyone, I'm Laura from Cherubs Chalks Interiors. I'm here today to show you my latest upcycle when I transform a vintage dresser with some gorgeous decoupage paper. I found this stag chest of drawers in a charity shop for £15 and I simply couldn't say no. I brought it straight home and set to work by giving it a good clean with some white lightning. This comes in a granular form which I mix with water in a spray bottle. I then give it a good old scrub with a microfiber cloth and then rinse off with some plain water to finish. Next up, it's time to give it a scuff sand all over with a 120 grit sandpaper. This is to remove the top layer of varnish and give it a key for the paint to adhere to. Now I'm going to be filling the handle holes as I plan to use a different type of handle. I'm simply going to fill in those holes and then smooth it out using a spatula. Once this is dry, I can then sand off the excess. Now for my main colour, I want to create a custom green. I'm using two of the new Silk Mineral Paint shades in Acacia and Everglades. The ratio I have chosen this time is 2 parts Everglades to 1 part Acacia. Now I'm going to give it a real good mix and then I can show you this gorgeous custom green that I have just created. I've mixed this particular shade as I think it goes really well with some of the greens on the decoupage paper that I plan to use. Now I'm going to paint this on using a synthetic bristle brush. I will use 2 coats of this for full coverage and I'm going to apply this in long even strokes to avoid any brush strokes on the final look. Silk is the best paint for a smooth finish as it has self-leveling properties. It also has a built-in primer and top coat, so you don't need to do anything other than apply the paint. Now because I'm going to be applying decoupage paper to the drawer fronts, I will be painting the drawers white before applying the paper. White is the best background colour for any decoupage paper as it helps the colours in the pattern to remain true. So let me show you my favourite new decoupage paper. This is Peaceful Peonies and it's really gorgeous with lots of pink florals. And you can see the green in the background, which is what I matched the custom green mix to. Now I've measured the drawers and I will only need 1 sheet of this decoupage paper, which is just perfect. I'm going to decide on the placement and then I'm going to get some gloss clear coat, which I'm going to be using as a glue. Now I'm going to make sure it is well mixed and then I'm going to apply it onto the drawer front, 1 drawer at a time. I apply a fairly thick layer of this. As I say, it's going to act as a glue, and when I lay the decoupage paper on top, it is going to absorb some of that product and help it stick. Now I'm going to lay the paper down where I want it, being careful to get it into the right place. Then I'm going to grab some more satin clear coat. The idea is to sandwich the paper in between 2 layers of satin clear coat. I'm just applying some more underneath as I go along where necessary, as I may have applied this too thinly and it's already dried out. Try and make sure as you go along that the paper is properly stuck down and you get rid of any wrinkles and air bubbles by brushing them out. Now I want to move on to the next drawer, so I'm going to cut along as close as I can to the top of the drawer that I have just glued, going over any parts that may have become unstuck whilst cutting. Once I've applied the decoupage paper to all of the drawer fronts and let it dry overnight, I am now going to sand off the excess. This overhang comes off really easily with a 120 grit sandpaper. I always make sure to work away from the decoupage paper so as not to pull it up, though after drying overnight it should be fully stuck. If you do happen to have any loose parts, you can of course go over it with a little bit more satin clear coat to stick it down fully. It certainly doesn't hurt to give it an extra layer of protection, so you can always give it an extra coat anyway. So once everything's dry, I've attached some handles and here is the finished piece. This paper is absolutely gorgeous and I think that custom green really sets it off. I'd love to know your thoughts on our latest tutorial in the comments, and let me know if you're thinking of using the Peaceful Peonies decoupage paper or creating your own custom mix. It's so much fun and I'd love to know what you create. Thank you so much for joining us today. Remember, you can subscribe here on our channel to get notified when we next post, or you can find us on all of the social media platforms at Cherubs Chalks Interiors. Have a great day and we'll see you next time.